A powerful Mafia boss named Karasov arrives at a nightclub one night. The moment he steps out of his car, he orders his men to massacre everyone inside. His reason is simple: he wants to take full control of the club. After the bloodshed, Karasov brings out several kidnapped women, one of them named Anna. They are told they will be forced to serve as escorts for his VIP guests. Anna breaks down in tears because she refuses to live as Karasov's slave. But Karasov makes it clear that if she disobeys, her entire family will be killed.
Try to enjoy it, Anna.
15 years later, the story jumps to a basement where a group of thieves attempt to steal a car. As two of them try to break in, all the car doors suddenly open on their own, sending the thieves flying backward. The owner of the car soon appears, a man named Frank. He is known as a highly skilled driver with abilities far above average. Frank calmly explains that they made a huge mistake by targeting his car, since it is equipped with advanced technology and cannot be started by anyone except its true owner. One of the thieves challenges him, leading to a fight. It quickly becomes clear that Frank is not only an expert driver, but also a deadly hand-to-hand fighter, easily taking them all down.
Technology moves so fast, doesn't it?
Not long after, Frank picks up his father, Frank Sr. Frank apologizes for being late by exactly 38 seconds, but his father does not mind at all. They head home together, where it is revealed that Frank Sr. has just retired from the CIA. After decades of non-stop missions, this is the first time he finally feels free. This is where the real job begins. The transporter refueled. The story then shifts to a hotel where two VIP guests of Karasov are waiting for their special offering. They are expecting two women, but only one appears, a woman named Maria. She asks them to be patient, assuring them her friend will arrive soon. Moments later, Gina enters the room. Just as the men think the night is about to begin, Gina suddenly pulls out a gun and kills them both.
She's gonna come, don't worry. Hi, baby.
Sorry.
Let's get this party going.
Afterward, Gina and Maria remove the body of another woman who had died from an overdose. Maria places a necklace on the corpse, while Gina carefully rearranges the room to make the murders look like an accident. Before leaving, they set the room on fire, destroying all evidence. Elsewhere, Frank and Frank Sr. are having dinner at home when Frank receives a call from an unknown number. The caller is a woman requesting Frank's driving services for the day after tomorrow. Frank does not accept right away and insists on meeting first to discuss the job. The woman agrees and they arrange to meet at a cafe.
I don't do business over the phone.
2 p.m. at the bar of the Majestic Hotel.
The story shifts to Karasov, who is now partying aboard his luxury yacht. Before long, he receives a call from the police informing him that two of his VIP guests and a woman have been found burned to death in a hotel room. Hearing this, Karasov immediately heads there to see it for himself. At the morgue, a detective explains that the fire was caused by an electrical short circuit. When Karasov examines the woman's body and notices the necklace, he assumes the victim is Maria. Even so, he does not seem bothered, since Maria is far from the only woman under his control.
And you think I had something to do with it?
They were shot.
At close range.
I'm a legitimate businessman, Inspector.
The next day, Frank meets the mysterious caller from the night before at a cafe. She turns out to be Anna, the same woman Karasov kidnapped years ago. Before agreeing to anything, Frank lays out his rules. Payment must be on time, and there can be no extra changes while a delivery is in progress. Anna agrees without hesitation. She then explains that the item Frank needs to deliver is a package weighing over 100 kilograms. She pays him half in advance, with the rest promised upon delivery. Frank accepts the job and agrees to make the delivery the following day. After he leaves, Anna contacts someone else, saying their plan is ready to move forward. That morning, Frank Sr. is out for a walk on his own. He calls Frank and suggests taking a vacation together, but Frank turns him down because he has work to do. While walking, Frank Sr. notices a beautiful woman struggling with a flat tire. He approaches to offer help, only to discover that the woman is Maria. As he attempts to change the tire, he is suddenly electrocuted and kidnapped. Not long after, Frank arrives at the meeting point to deliver the package for Anna. She gets into the car and asks him to wait while the package is being brought out. Moments later, two women who look exactly like Anna step into the car. They are Gina and her partner, Lenny. Frank immediately objects, reminding them that the deal was to transport a package, not people. Anna calmly explains that the package is actually the two women themselves, whose combined weight matches what she promised. Frank refuses, pointing out that she has broken his second rule. Gina briefly threatens him with a gun, demanding that he drive. Frank remains unfazed and orders all of them out of his car. That is when Anna reveals her final move by showing proof that Frank Sr. is being held hostage. With no other choice, Frank gives in. He slams on the accelerator and speeds away, instantly drawing police attention. A high-speed chase follows, ending with multiple police cars crashing as Frank pushes his driving skills to the limit.
You should go.
Out the car, all of you now.
After a long pursuit, Frank finally manages to escape. To erase his trail, he heads into a basement and switches to a backup vehicle. He even destroys his original car to make sure no one can follow him. Elsewhere, Karasov is urgently summoned by his bank manager and told to come in immediately. When he arrives, the manager explains that the bank has just been robbed. CCTV footage reveals that the culprits are two identical-looking women, Gina and Lenny. They did not steal any cash. Instead, they forced the manager to hand over the safety deposit key that belongs to Karasov. The manager apologizes, admitting the bank failed to protect the key and had no choice but to give it up. It is then revealed that Anna, Maria, Gina, and Lenny are all women kidnapped by Karasov and forced into a life they never chose. Unable to endure it any longer, the four of them secretly plan to destroy Karasov by stealing all of his money. Knowing how dangerous he is, Anna comes up with a plan to use Frank as their driver, disguising the mission as a simple delivery and even abducting Frank Sr. as leverage. The story cuts to Frank, who has successfully delivered them to their base. Frank Sr. is already there, being held hostage by Maria. Anna informs Frank that there is still one more job he must do for them. Frank refuses, reminding her that his agreement was only to deliver them safely to this location. He warns them not to push him any further, since he could easily take them all out if he wanted to. Anna then shows Frank a vial of poison and claims that Frank Sr. has already been forced to drink it. Without the antidote within 12 hours, Frank Sr. will die. Anna makes it clear that she is the only one who has the antidote, and she will not hand it over unless Frank agrees to help them one last time. Faced with the possibility of losing his father, Frank finally gives in and asks what he needs to do. Anna explains that their target is a powerful Mafia boss, and Frank's role is simple but crucial. He must drive them wherever they need to go. That night, Anna asks Frank to take her to a hospital. Once there, she has Frank disguise himself as a doctor while she poses as a patient. Together, they enter a medical storage room. Frank quickly takes down a guard and secures a canister of neurofluorex gas, a powerful anesthetic.
Do you want to play doctor?
Dr. Smith?
That's me.
You sign here.
At the same time, Maria heads to a nightclub and seduces a pilot, who turns out to be Yuri's personal pilot. She lures him into a private room, where she immediately holds him hostage. Meanwhile, Anna reunites with Gina and Lenny, who wear matching wigs as they get into Frank's car. They drive toward Karasov's nightclub and enter through the back. Anna instructs Frank to carry the gas canister into the operations room, while she, Gina, and Lenny head inside first to wait in the VIP area. Once inside the operations room, Frank quickly replaces the smoke canister with the anesthetic gas he brought. He is briefly spotted by a guard, but he takes him down without any trouble. In another room, Anna, Gina, and Lenny put on protective masks. At the same moment, Frank activates the gas system. Within seconds, everyone inside the club loses consciousness, including the club manager, Leo. Acting fast, Anna takes Leo's fingerprint to access his bank account. She enters the password and successfully transfers all the money from Leo's account into her own. The password comes from the safety deposit box they stole earlier from the bank. Once the transfer is complete, Anna, Gina, and Lenny rush outside and get into the car. Frank is not there yet, as he is forced to deal with several more guards. Once again, he takes them all down with ease.
Hey, you! What you think you're doing?
gonna give me the key? Hey, you should have just given me the key.
After clearing the area, Frank returns to the car, and they immediately drive away. The story then shifts to Frank Sr., who is now disguised as a pilot, with Maria posing as a flight attendant. They are working together aboard a plane carrying Karasov's right-hand man, Yuri. The real pilot has already been captured earlier by Maria. While Maria distracts Yuri, Frank Sr. slips into the cockpit. Maria quickly mixes sleeping pills into Yuri's drink. After he consumes it, Yuri falls asleep, allowing Maria to take his fingerprint. Using it, she gains access to a secure safe and steals all of Karasov's cash. After that, Maria signals Frank Sr. that everything is done. Frank Sr. knocks out the co-pilot, and the two of them attempt to escape through the rear of the plane. Unfortunately, the unconscious co-pilot accidentally hits a control lever, causing the plane to accelerate down the runway. This immediately alerts airport security, who send police to stop the aircraft. At the same time, Yuri's bodyguard senses something is wrong and enters his cabin. Finding Yuri unconscious, the guard realizes the plane has been hijacked and orders his men to capture Maria and Frank Sr. With the plane moving too fast to escape, Frank Sr. calls Frank for help. Moments later, Frank arrives and drives his car directly beneath the speeding aircraft to rescue them. Just before they can get out, Maria is struck by a gunshot from Yuri's guards. Frank manages to pull away as soon as Maria and Frank Sr. are inside the car, but now the police are in pursuit. A dangerous chase follows. Thanks to his extraordinary driving skills, Frank is eventually able to lose the police. Back at their base, everyone rushes to treat Maria's gunshot wound. At the same time, Frank repeatedly demands that Anna give him the antidote for his father. He wants nothing more to do with them, especially since all the missions are already complete. Feeling pressured, Anna finally admits the truth. There is no antidote at all. Frank Sr. never drank poison, only plain water mixed with a bit of coloring. Realizing his father is safe, Frank is finally relieved. He then helps remove the bullet lodged in Maria's abdomen, and they manage to save her. The story shifts back to Karasov as he confronts his brother Leo at the nightclub. Leo reveals that all the money in his accounts has vanished. The situation is even worse when it turns out that Yuri, who was also holding Karasov's funds, has been robbed as well. Enraged, Karasov reviews the CCTV footage and once again sees the same identical women behind it all. This time, however, he notices their driver and realizes it is Frank. Karasov recognizes him immediately and understands exactly where Frank's weakness lies. Even now, Karasov still has no idea that the women responsible are actually Anna, Maria, Gina, and Lenny, the very women he once enslaved. Elsewhere, Frank and his father are on their way home. With all the missions completed, Anna has finally allowed them to leave. During the drive, Frank Sr. suggests taking a beach vacation together. Frank agrees, but not that day, since his car needs repairs after everything it has been through. They decide to leave the trip for the next day. Frank drops his father off at home, then heads straight to the garage. Not long after, Frank receives a call from Frank Sr. When he answers, it is Karasov on the line. Karasov makes his threat clear. If Frank wants his father to stay alive, he must trade him for the women who previously hired his services. Frank is given 2 hours to comply, with the exchange set to take place on Karasov's yacht.
Dad.
Hello, Frank. If you ever wish to see your father alive again, you'll do exactly what I say.
With no other choice, Frank rushes back to Anna's base. He explains that because he helped them, his father has now been kidnapped by Karasov. Frank asks Anna and her friends to help rescue him. Feeling indebted to Frank, Anna immediately agrees. She brings Maria and Lenny with her, while Gina stays behind to wait. When they arrive at the yacht, Karasov is stunned to discover that the women who caused all the chaos are Anna, Maria, and Lenny. Frank demands his father's release, as promised. Frank Sr. is brought out, but just as they prepare to leave, Leo and Yuri arrive. They refuse to let anyone walk away and decide it is better to kill Frank, his father, Anna, and her allies all at once. Karasov agrees, and a brutal firefight erupts. In the middle of the chaos, Gina appears by swimming up to the yacht. She manages to sneak inside and reach the operations room, where she hacks into Karasov's remaining funds, totaling $320 million.
Well, for one, I found the people who stole from you.
Right, he's right there.
120 million.
I'm gonna rape
Before she can escape, Karasov's wife catches her and opens fire. Gina fights back and kills her, but the wounds take their toll. Frank Sr. reaches her just in time and holds her as she grows weaker. Gina dies in his arms. Meanwhile, Maria and Lenny are also killed, taken down by Leo and Yuri during the battle. Amid the chaos, Frank continues tearing through Karasov's men one by one without holding back. He soon spots Karasov trying to escape while dragging Anna with him, and immediately gives chase. Once they reach land, Karasov attempts to flee by car, but Frank jumps inside and refuses to let him get away. Karasov then abandons the vehicle and runs toward a cliff, with Frank right behind him. Cornered with nowhere left to run, Karasov is forced into a one-on-one fight with Frank. Exhausted and pushed to his limits, Frank is nearly overpowered. Just as Karasov is about to finish him, Anna suddenly appears and shoots Karasov, ending everything.
You should have joined me when you had the chance, Frank.
Frank approaches Anna and thanks her for saving his life, but Anna can only break down in tears, knowing that all three of her friends are now gone. 1 month later, Anna is seen living peacefully, enjoying her freedom with all of Karasov's stolen wealth. True to her word and not driven by greed, she shares the money fairly, honoring her fallen friends and making sure Frank also receives his share. So the moral of the story is never kidnap people, never mess with a professional driver, and definitely do not assume a fake poison and a flat tire are part of a peaceful retirement plan.